Yo guys, today we're going to watch the Echidnut episode 6 reaction, not the episode 7 one. Ah man, I delayed so long, like oh my god. Like I was sick for a while. So yeah, let's watch this actually.
This was easily
Like it was because I was playing Arknight, so I didn't have time to do this.
one of the best episodes ever in ReZero. I can't believe how good the direction, animation, soundtrack, and even the pacing
I
was.
feel like I'm the only one that didn't I feel like I'm the only one that when I first watched it I didn't really astonished by the plot, but after I rewatch it again and see other people talk about it, I kind of realized that it is way more deeper than I thought. But I don't know, like I think in my first watch I didn't really like it was just action. Like I don't know, like for ReZero for me, action is the least thing that I like about ReZero. Like I think my favorite scenes in ReZero is all about emotional. Well, for the emotional thing about Julius was very good, but my favorite moment in ReZero is probably the father parent scene. The what I call the and I think the when Subaru revealed that he has written by death to Echidna. I don't know why, but that scene kind of feel a bit emotional a bit because that's the first time he ever revealed something that is able to reveal that is a burden that he's finally able to tell someone. So yeah, I don't know. Like I guess my what I call my standard of a good episode is very different than others.
I don't know if it's the recency bias, but this might be the best episode of the season so far. Reed Estrella was so fucking badass, and I also just really love Julius as a character now. When he said that this fight was all he has, he really meant it. This chapter of the novel explained it better, but basically at this point, Julius has nothing left except for this fight. Bro lost his name, his identity, his brother, his spirits. Even Anastasia doesn't remember him anymore. And also, she's not even technically Anastasia anymore, which reminds
Anastasia still remembers him, if I'm not mistaken. It's just that he on because but the moment she goes back to her original body, or the moment she wake up from the moment she repossess back her body is the moment she will forget Julius, I think.
me, she kind of exposed herself this episode. The real Anastasia can't use magic, and
Yeah.
obviously Julius knows that. He's basically an anesthesiologist, so when she wakes up, he's gonna have some questions. Regardless, Julius is extremely down bad right now, and this fight with Reed
Down
is
bad.
basically his only way to re-establish his identity. So in a way, he really does have nothing left except for his sword. Well, his new sword. His old one broke, so I guess he lost that too. The craziest thing about Reed Estrella, though, is that he only practiced swordsmanship for 3 months.
That's insane. What kind of overpowered being
Before that, he would just piece people up with his hands, but after he started sword training, it only took him 3 months to surpass every other swordsman in history.
that's so bullshit. How strong can you be?
Now, that was 400 years ago. Since then, maybe there could have been someone else who surpassed him, but I doubt it. Subaru thinks Reed is on the same tier as Reinhardt, and in terms of skill and swordsmanship, I don't even disagree. I actually think Reed might be a more talented swordsman than Reinhardt, but the difference is Reinhardt has a billion blessings that would just make a fight between them unfair, and I'm pretty sure the author said Reinhardt could solo the entire Sword Saint lineage even if they all attacked him at the same time. I think it was like age 6 or 7 when Reinhardt was already the strongest person in the entire world, and the 4 governments had to make a law banning him from entering other countries. Still though, Reed was probably the Reinhardt of his day, and they even hit the same stance with their
I didn't even notice that.
finishing attacks. I mean, the gap between Reed and Julius is insane, and Julius is supposed to be one of the strongest swordsmen alive other than Reinhardt. Yes, this was a nerfed version of Julius. He obviously isn't able to use his spirits anymore, which did play a large role in his power, but it's not like he has to beat Reed in a fight. No, he doesn't even have to come close to that. All he needs to do is make Reed move his foot one step, and he couldn't accomplish that even when Reed's weapon of choice was a pair of chopsticks, which, by the way, are not a native utensil in the ReZero world. Someone from Japan introduced them here. Is Reed from Japan? Probably fucking not. I think the chopsticks trace back to this guy who was friends with Reed and also built the city of Pristella. That guy's name was
Wait, really?
Hoshin, which is also Anastasia.
Yeah, Hoshin? I didn't know Hoshin created Stella as well. Okay, damn. Okay.
Ninja's last name.
I guess I'm like ReZero Lore is probably my weakest one.
It's fucking crazy how everything ties together in ReZero, but anyway, the real reason Julius failed this trial is because he doesn't have boobs. Luckily, Amelia's season 3 buffs came in handy though, and caught Reed off guard, allowing her to land a free hit. I'd love to watch him fight Elsa. Honestly, I think this was kind of a stupid way to pass the trial though. In the novel, it was even worse. You know, he really got in there with the chopsticks and bounced him around and shit. Subaru
Oh really? Holy damn! The novel is way worse than holy. Reed is such a
got mad and attacked Reed with his
like he's so like the misogyny from him is insane.
whip, and Reed was like, bro, why do you have a whip instead of a sword? The only thing you should whip are animals and women. And then Subaru responded by saying he doesn't
That's insane to say.
plan on whipping Amelia after they're married, which is funny because I'm pretty sure in episode 3 he said that he wanted Amelia to whip him. Do you guys remember that?
I remember that actually.
女の子を尻に敷くぐらいなら自分が敷かれた方がずっとマシだね。
Anyway, Amelia actually defended Reed here by saying, whoa, Subaru, chill. All he did was smack my titties around. There's nothing weird about that. And because her reaction was so unexpected to Reed, I guess he let his guard down for a second and Amelia was able to hit him with an ice hammer. Personally, I'm not buying it though. I think his fighting instincts are probably way too good for that to ever happen. If I had to guess, I think the author just wanted to give Amelia an easy W because he's a simp. And don't get me wrong, Amelia is actually very strong now in terms of melee combat, but she's nowhere near the level of Julius, so I think the author just wanted her to win. That's not to say Amelia couldn't pass this trial. She absolutely could, especially if she ulted. I seriously doubt even Reed Estrella would be able to stand there and tank Amelia's ult without moving. Puck also could probably pass this trial because he has basically the same ult as Amelia. And remember, the trial is not to kill Reed. All you have to do is make him move from his spot, so I still think Reed would shit all over
Did he just move?
Puck in a real fight. Wilhelm and
Wait, you're not explaining this well. So I guess in a way we need to make him move with an attack. That's the rule. If he the one that moves it, like, dude, I don't understand. He moves so much. What do you mean? Like, I don't understand the rules now. What? So does that mean that our attacks needs to force him to move to dodge? Is that it? Is that the requirement? Because if he moves because he wants to, then he like, I guess in a way we need to make him move because he needs to instead if he wants to. I think that's the thing.
Theresia would both be able to pass the trial as well. Again, I don't think they could beat him in a fight, but I'm pretty certain they could make him take a step for sure. Roswell is an interesting case, but I think I would go with yes. Garfield, I'm not sure if he could do it on his first try, but after some training, I bet he could do it. Reinhardt would pass without question, and these 3 unknown characters would very likely be able to pass too. This character, the Mad Prince, has actually never been shown before. This is the first visual we've ever seen of him. The other 2 appeared in some of the side stories and the If stories, and also later on in the main story, but you'll probably be at least 30 by the time you ever see them animated. Unfortunately, I can't talk about Hannibal in this video. I know most of you have probably already read the If stories or watched my videos on them, but I'm not gonna talk about If story content here because those are basically alternate routes of the main story, which can sometimes delve into spoiler territory. Except for Greed. You can watch my Greed video safely as an anime only, it doesn't have spoilers. But do you know what else isn't a spoiler? The prequel side stories that canonically happened before the anime timeline. So let's talk about Cecilis Blue Lightning, the first general of the Wallachia Empire. I did not expect to be able to talk about Cecilis this week, but here he is fighting Reinhardt in one of the EX novels. I think this fight happened a couple months before Subaru got isekai'd, and yes, that is the dragon sword, unsheathed and fully circumcised. Reinhardt
That's kinda cool.
was able to draw his sword against Cecilis, and that got me wondering. Because the dragon sword is named after Reed, is it literally Reed inside the sword and he's the one who chooses whether someone's a worthy opponent? Notice how he doesn't
That would be interesting actually.
give his name to Julius and just calls himself Dick Swinger. Maybe the dragon sword works the same way and Julius won't be considered a worthy opponent until Reed decides that he is. The dragon sword was also said to have drank the blood of countless dragons, and some of the cut content dialogue that Rom was supposed
That was the name of the sorcerer spoon. And finally even a witch. Okay, the first person to create the data of sorcery and one of the trio.
To say was the lore about how Reed killed countless dragons and even a witch, or witches. The way Japanese works, the word witch could have been singular or plural, so we don't really know, but the dragon part really makes me wonder about how exactly Reed is connected to this sword. But back to Cecilus and Reinhardt. It's kind of crazy that I can talk about this in an anime-only video now, but Cecilus actually fought Julius and won, but Reinhardt interrupted it and defeated Cecilus with one kick to the Julius and won, but talk about this in an anime-only video now, but Cecilus actually fought Julius and won,
Obviously.
but Reinhardt interrupted it and defeated Cecilus with one kick to the neck. After that, Cecilus kept training and then challenged Reinhardt to a rematch, where Reinhardt actually used his sword, and according to Cecilus, it was a draw, although he might be an unreliable narrator. His two swords, though, are actually the Fiend Sword and the Dream Sword, two of the 10 swords of power, along with Reinhardt's Dragon Sword
It's one of
and
the-
Priscilla's
one of
Yang
the
Sword.
swords.
I'm not gonna
I think they
say
mentioned
exactly
about
what
the
the
swords.
swords do because I don't remember if that was explained in the EX novel, but yeah. All you really need to know is that Cecilus is like that. Not really any cut content this week other than the dialogue I talked about, but man, what an episode. The friendship between Subaru and Julius is so wholesome. I don't know, maybe it's the recency bias, but I feel like this was better than episode 3. Let me know where you guys would rank
I
this
like episode 3
episode.
more.
I'm giving it a 16 out of 10.
16,
We've
why?
got some crazy plot twists coming soon, so make sure you subscribe
Oh,
so you
cannot
don't miss
wait.
these videos.
But yeah, yeah, I think the new one has already come out. Like I was very late. Oh man, I've been delaying it so hard, and I did play Genshin. So I would have able to do it if I just was not lazy enough. And yeah, I think that's all. I think I will watch this one next. Any news? So yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoy, please subscribe. I'm pretty to see more of my content. And yeah, peace out.